Hi, everybody. I'm Mr. Penner, and I'm your summer school course teacher for Careers GLC 2OHSS. I'm assuming since you're here, you're watching this video, you were able to navigate to the course successfully. This video is hopefully going to answer any questions you might have about how to navigate this course. So let's get started. First and foremost, I want to direct your attention to this important info tab at the top, which is in pink. It says this is a self-directed course. This is extremely important to note that you are engaging with the content and doing everything on your own time. If it's 3 or 4 in the morning, you're happy. I'm happy to let you do that whenever you want. Over on the right-hand side, we've got due dates. Those due dates are basically to keep you on track. This amount of work should be done within the first week, and we're going to take you through that in just a second. Okay, so looking there, you see the heavily underlined part that says no work will be accepted after July 25th at 3 p.m. That is when the course is over. You must have everything handed in by then. There's a few things that end even before that. For example, the discussions need to be done the week before. Those are going to be explained in just a second. But right here, where it says stay on pace, the due dates are there to keep you on track. I would strongly suggest you put aside an hour or two per day or maybe every few days to get this work done. Don't leave it for yourself to do on one day, say a Friday. Don't slam yourself with 6 or 7 hours of work. It's just going to make your life that much more miserable, especially if that day is a really nice, beautiful, sunny day and you'd rather be outside hanging out with your friends. Okay, so please set aside some time each day to engage with this, and you'll find this course will be a lot easier to maintain and navigate if you do it that way. On the right hand side, you've got tasks and due dates. It notes the year 2024. This video might be used in the future, so it should not change too much over the years. So just FYI. If you note on the left hand side, it'll say task, which is the type of task. There are 4 different types of graded tasks in this course: discussion, assignment, CCA, which is course culminating activity parts. And if you scroll down in week 2, there's a quiz. So that is the 4 types of assignment that I'm going to be grading for this course. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the link. So it'll give you a quick link directly to what needs to be done. So discussion. The first thing is a discussion. If you follow these through in order, that's the order you should be completing the course. Unit 1, happy workers. I'm going to click on that. And it says Unit 1, happy and fulfilled workers. Read the materials in Part 1. Let's get started. This is extremely important. You should be engaging with the content in order to answer the questions and reflect on these things and be able to do that sort of thing in order to give yourself an informed answer. I'm going to click on that. Here's the content. So again, a quick read through. Let's get started. If you wanted it to, you can click on this button. It will read the entire piece to you. If you prefer a robotic voice to read to you, then that's fine. Or reading it to you as you're reading it, whatever helps you the most. Okay, then there's a couple of quick video links that are set there that are going to give you a little bit of information and some food for thought as you create this first discussion post. What factors do you think are most important for someone to feel happy and fulfilled? Okay, you can click on join the discussion, or you go back to that first tab we were in, start a new thread. You're already in that discussion post. You're going to start a new thread and give me your answer. And basically, the way discussion postings are going to be graded is, one is completion. You should be completing all of them. And secondly is the quality of the posting. So if you're going to write 5 words and just say, I think I need $1 billion to be happy at work. That's an answer, sure, but it's not really a full answer and it's not going to get you full grades. I'm looking for high quality answers that show you have given some thought, you've engaged with the content, and that you are able to basically connect the idea behind the meaning of work with what is going to make you happy and make you fulfilled out there in your career. Okay. And each discussion post will be graded along those same lines. Okay. I'm going to go back to the course homepage. At the top, you've got this nav bar, which will always be there no matter what page you're in. Content, I would say you don't really need to connect with that, because each time I will give you the content link over here. Here's the discussion postings. If you wanted to go quickly right to the discussions, you can do that. Quizzes, the drop boxes where your assignments are going to be dropped. Grades, don't worry about that for now. I'm not going to be talking about grades until a little ways into the course, because it's somewhat complicated and convoluted as to how D2L posts your grades. Okay, so I'll explain that later. You'll always be able to see what your grades are on each assignment, but your overall grade, it's a little bit complicated. So right here, you've got your welcome message, welcome to the course. Read these announcements, okay? Everything that you need to engage with is either in this tab over here where these are your assignments, but please read the announcements. I'm going to be giving you up-to-date information, and sometimes there might be some items that I need to engage with. Maybe I've had the same question from 8 different students, and I feel like it's time to address that question. So basically, it's going to give you a bunch of things, a bunch of pieces of information that tell you what needs to be done. Your term work is 70% of your final grade. Course culminating, the CCA is worth 30%. Now, if you note, I've got CCA tasks that are due in the first week, the second week, and the third week. And then the fourth week, the whole CCA should be handed in. You should be working on your CCA throughout this course. If you work on it over the first 3 weeks, that final week is just making sure everything's done and making sure it's all handed in. But you can hand in each piece as you go. You don't need to hold on to it all and hand it in all at once. You can hand in each piece. You can submit multiple items to the Dropbox, okay? If you do that along the way, that last week is going to be fantastic for you because everything's going to be finished. You're going to make sure that everything's in. You're going to do those quick reflections, and then you are going to be finished with the course and may be able to go over and finish something in civics if maybe their course is requiring something that needs to be done in that last week. Okay. Each week, I'm going to be making a posting that says week 1 in careers, week 2, week 3. Okay, the first thing I need you to do is that day 1 login task. This means you were able to log into the course, and I want you to create something that basically shows me you're committed to completing this and you are here to work and you're able to log in, you're able to follow some instructions. Okay. And again, this takes you through the type of a task that you're being asked to do: discussion, assignment, quiz, CCA portfolio, or CCA reflection. Okay. And then each time there will be a table that looks like this each week that says, here's what needs to be done. It's the exact same as this table over here. It just looks a little bit different. Okay. So as you click through these things, here's the first assignment, identity representation. I'm going to click that one. And again, it'll say read through the content. So read the content. You might be tempted to jump right into creating the assignment, okay? But I would say read the content to get an idea. The idea here is it's an iceberg. You know, you only see a little bit of the iceberg above the water. Most of it is below the water and stuff you can't see. That's the type of thinking we want you engaging with when you're thinking about the type of person you are. What don't we know about you that connects to a career, okay? Okay, and if you scroll down through this content, it will then take you through here's what the task is. You're creating a document or a piece of media that reflects who you are as a person. And then there's some other kind of pieces of content you can optionally do, go through a personality or career quiz, things like that. Watch this video. And then here are the types of assignments you can hand in, okay? Your who am I identity representation should go into here. This is the Dropbox submission link. It's also here up in the Dropbox, and it's also within the content. If you go back here, it'll say add a file on this Unit 1 identity representation Dropbox area. Add a file. You're going to click add a file, and you're going to upload whether it's a picture, a PDF, a Word document, a PowerPoint, whatever it is, and then finish it off. Okay. And that should be straightforward enough. Also here, you might see something that says a portfolio alert. This means you should be submitting this same assignment into your CCA portfolio. The idea here is I want you to walk away with this careers course. This portfolio should be almost like a bigger expanded resume that you're going to be walking out with. Resume is part of this portfolio, but it's not the only thing. But if you want to think about what the portfolio is, it's basically a package of things that help you pursue your career. Okay, I'm going to go back to course home. And Each week, as I mentioned, there will be a table. It'll have my email link as well. That if you need to ask me a question, you can fire away. All these things are going to be posted, and then by the end of week one, I'll post a look ahead for week two. But again, all of these things are posted here at all times. You can engage with all of these things as you see fit, whatever your timing works out for you. This is a self-directed course, so please work these things through, but try to make sure you're on track with each one of these Fridays, getting all this work done by that Friday. You can have it all done by that Monday of each week. I don't care, as long as it's in by the Friday. And then you'll be on track, and I won't be hounding you for the summer, throughout the summer, with emails and phone calls to your parents and that sort of thing. Okay. Hopefully that answers your questions off the top. Please feel free to email me, but that should explain at least how to get started. And once you've done the first couple things, I hope you're going to find that this course is very easy to navigate, and it's content that is based on you reflecting on yourself. So it is the type of content that might not be like your typical other course where you're learning new concepts. This is more you're looking inwards and you're thinking about yourself, and you want to think about what the type of person who you are and what you bring to the table, and what type of career you could be strongest in. There's things that you might want to do, and maybe you'll realize that maybe this career isn't for me. Maybe it's something that it's not really the best thing that might suit my interests, might suit my strengths, and that sort of thing. Okay. Hopefully that explains everything, and we will see you all online. Take care. Good luck.